Hey fam, this is Hector Miray, and you're listening to Faith and Fandom 180 on LTN Radio. So like once every 3 months I get it in my DNA that I need to write some poetry. Usually it's to unload some feelings or emotions that don't fit into the nice little confines of my ministry writing or podcasting or whatever else. And it just so happened that one of my favorite poets was performing and was the feature at a poetry event. Before the featured poet goes up, there's usually like an hour and a half of open mic poetry. And I wanted to write a poem, but I was so burned out that I was struggling to do so. And so I ended up writing a poem during the open mic night about burnout. And I just thought that was kind of ironic. And, I got up and I performed it. It was very well received. And then the featured poet had a new poem that she was premiering, and it was also about burnout. Now, hers was way cooler than mine, but we were both on the same thing, that we were both feeling it. We were both struggling with it. Hers was actually about Tetris as burnout, and it was freaking gorgeous. But anyway, she came up to me after the event and said, man, your poem really lended to the heart of where I was. And we just kind of talked about burnout for a second. And, I just took that as a nice little encouragement, that I'm not alone in this, and none of us are. Matthew 11:28-30 says, come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Verse 29 says, take my yoke upon you and you learn from me. For I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Jesus makes this plea to us to come to him and unload the burdens that we carry, unload the things that are weighing us down. And it was just kind of funny, two poets in the same night, literally piggybacking off of each other. She wrote hers weeks in advance, and I wrote mine like 40 seconds before I performed it. But we're both experiencing the same thing. And I bet some of you are experiencing the same thing too. But Jesus' offer stands. Come to him if you're heavy and weary, burdened. He's got rest for you and a yoke that's manageable. He's waiting. If you'd like to learn more about Faith and Fandom, head on over to faithandfandom.org, where you can learn about our Comic-Con ministry, podcast, memes, apparel, and book series. You can even read new chapters before they make it to the next book. I'm Hector Miray, and thank you for spending the last 180 seconds with me.